This is WSIU On Topic. I'm Jennifer Fuller. We're hearing more and more members of Congress and state legislatures say they don't want the rough and tumble politics a part of their life anymore. I'm talking about that this week with the Paul Simon Public Policy Institute's John Jackson. Dr. Jackson, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
We talked not that long ago about the number of Illinois representatives and senators that are choosing not to run for re-election this year or retiring altogether. A large number, relatively, of the U.S. Congress doing the same thing, more than 30 at this point.
More than 30 on the Republican House side. There are now 31 Republican House incumbents not running again, and that's an unusual number. There are only two that I know of on the Senate side, but only two is what it takes to flip the Senate over. That's Tennessee and Arizona, Flake and Corker, and that could change the whole makeup of the place.
People are asking a lot of why this is happening, and I think we've talked about that. A lot of them are not interested in being a part of the constant campaigning. They're upset about the polarization of politics. But what does this do in terms of policy making? How does this change the way a bill becomes a law?
Well, I think it depends on the outcome of the primaries now, particularly the Republican House side primaries. And the two Senate primaries, because you have the possibility of getting some real extremists winning those primaries, as we saw in Alabama on the Senate, for example. In Tennessee, Marsha Blackburn, representative, calls herself an extreme conservative. Joe Arpaio from running for the Flake seat in Arizona makes Roy Moore look like a moderate. And if those survive the Republican primaries, and if they were to get elected, they would pull both of those seats way further to the right.
Still, you saw voters, you've mentioned Alabama a couple of times, you saw voters there decide they didn't want a candidate like Roy Moore. Do you see that happening this year in other states?
It's possible. I think the Republicans will control Tennessee. I think Arizona's close to a toss-up right now. Keep in mind, Roy Moore only lost by 20,000 votes, so I don't think you can declare that there's not a movement out there that's very strong for some of these extremist candidates.
Quite a bit to watch for over the next couple of months.
Indeed.
Dr. Jackson, thank you.
Sure.
You're listening to WSIU On Topic, a partnership with the Paul Simon Public Policy Institute at SIU Carbondale. I'm Jennifer Fuller.